Welcome back to the i.e.427 garage, everybody. Well, welcome to the new shop. All right, as you can see, the walls have a very hard surface in the new shop, so it's going to be very echoey until we can get some type of wall covering on the walls. But I wanted to give everybody kind of an update on what's going on in the shop. We are not done by any means, but we're getting far enough along that I'm hoping that by week's end, I should be able to move the customer car and the lift over into this bay of the shop. Now, the woodworking tools and what have you are just in here because honestly, I have nowhere else to put them right now. They were in the other shop. They were in spots where you generally couldn't see them in the videos, but they're gonna find new homes. There's plenty of other space in the shop once we free up some of the actual shop space for all of that equipment to go away. It's still something we use both for our personal use and for our construction business, so I'm not going to be getting rid of them, but they won't be as prevalent in the shop. Like the bandsaw will be in here, and maybe my old table saw there, but the shopsmith and some of the other stuff, basically they're gonna go to the other part of the shop. But we do have 90%, maybe 80% of the walls finished. So I'll kind of go over what walls and what we're going to do to finish off the shop, or at least finish off the wall portion of the shop here in a few minutes. But I just kind of wanted to get you guys updated on the actual shop itself. Now, we did get all of the PBR panels on the ceiling to that point right there. And this is where we're going to transition. So I've got basically a 32-inch space from right here to the corner, and then this wall is going to jog around the electrical panel and all of the telephone and internet stuff, so that we'll still have a very generous portion of shop space on this side of basically the halfway portion of the total shop itself. Now, it's 2,000 square feet, so what we've tried to do is we've tried to give a quarter of the total shop space and dedicate it just to the car build. So we're just under 500 square feet, only because of where all of the purlins that are up above kind of laid out. And we just wanted to make sure that everything was structurally sound. And so in order to do that, we kind of took the easy way out on some of the wall placements, because it just made things a lot easier rather than having to kind of bring in more steel and put supports in to tie our walls off to. So this just made it a lot easier. So the total width of the shop is about 18 feet from side to side, and we're going to be 25 feet from this wall to the big roll-up garage door, which is going to be somewhere out here where Slytherin is. And then we're going to have a man door over here, and then, like I said, there's going to be a bump out over on this side just for all that electrical and stuff to stay on the outside of the shop. I didn't want it visible inside the shop, and because that stuff was installed when we built the building originally, it'd be hard to kind of incorporate it into the shop because of the way I mounted it on the unistrut. I would basically I just about have to pull everything off in order to remount it in a wall, and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to keep that separate from the actual inside of the shop, and everything will be fine. All right, so there you can see if we would have had just probably 4 or 5 more days of time before the move, we probably could have got the entire section of ceiling panels in to where we are now and not had to move all the equipment around. I mean, it made it really tough because we had to bring everything from the other shop here. And there just wasn't enough space. I mean, you guys saw we moved in the storage container, and that was basically for our personal stuff because we've downsized quite a bit from the house that we lived in before to the house we're living in now. So it necessitated kind of getting everything into this shop and, you know, all at once, and then we're just gonna have to deal with moving stuff until we get enough space kind of cordoned off to actually get everything put in place. So the fact that we're moving everything around here, it really adds to the time that it takes to do things because, you know, you're up on the scaffolding and all of a sudden, you know, you got to get down and you got to move something and you got to come back and you got to move it again. So it adds to the time that you're actually working on the project. But, you know, this is the price you pay for not having ample time in order to, you know, go through the move and the building process before you get in. So that's where we're at with that. So Mrs. i.e.427 and myself just finished up for the day. It's about 5:30, 5:45 at night. And this is where we're gonna leave it for tonight. I may wander back out here later today and start moving some of the stuff back against the wall where we finished the ceiling panels. But we've got to build that wing wall over here tomorrow. So we're gonna be building the wall out basically from the end of the wall here to right about there. And then it's gonna go about 4 feet that way. And that's gonna be the finish of that corner for now. Once that's in, we'll be able to get a couple more ceiling panels up on the ceiling, and that'll enable me to get the lift moved. Then I can relocate a couple of electrical boxes, and then once that's done, we'll be able to finish up the ceiling panels. So everything's contingent on getting that wing wall, or those two short walls, in hopefully tomorrow. And then after that, everything that's left can go against the wall where it needs to go for the time being, and then we can move. I really wanted to film us moving the lift into the shop because I thought it was something that other people could, you know, take some tips or pointers from. But as it turned out, it was kind of last minute. It was near the end of the day, and we both decided that we were going to bring it down the driveway because when the tow truck driver got it down here, he was basically right behind the movers, and so the movers had taken over the driveway. And so basically the tow truck driver had to just leave the lift at the end of the driveway on its wheels. And so what we did is we just chalked the wheels so the lift wouldn't move. And then after the movers were done for the day, it was probably about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. This is i.e.427, and I rolled the lift down the driveway. And it rolls so easy that we decided, well, we'll try to get it in the yard in the back. And then as soon as we hit the gravel, it was dead stop. And so having really nothing else to pull with, I grabbed some rope out of the shop, and we roped the front of the lift, still on its wheels, to the front trailer hitch that is on the Ranger, and we drug it across the gravel here in the back. Now it's not really gravel, it's it's road base that has been compacted, so it's really tight, and so it doesn't dig in a whole lot, but it did dig in a couple spots, and we were able to get it all the way into the shop with the help of the Ranger pickup, and that's how we got the lift inside the shop and across the gravel on the back. So once we got it in here, of course, it's easy to move around on the rollers or the wheels that come with the lift. But all right, so I may set up the GoPro tomorrow, kind of like we did with the ceiling panels. The problem is it's so hot this week that after about 6 or 7 minutes, the camera overheats. I don't know what it is about GoPros. You know, they're nice, they're compact, they're small, but they just can't handle the heat. So we're gonna see if we can get 5-10 minutes out of the GoPro tomorrow while we're building that wall. and maybe we'll include that in this video. All right, as you can see, we got the wall pretty much in. I've got to do the plywood on one side right now, but the electrical has to go in there. I've got one plug that's going to go on that wall, so we're going to call it good for right now. I think probably in the next video we'll have you know, maybe the lift moving in. The customer car obviously will be on it. The stuff will be pushed up against the side. There might still be some of the building process on, because we've still got the front wall that's going to basically close off this area, and then we've got a small little wall that's going to continue over here to kind of go out to that front wall of the shop. But the construction, for the most part, I think we're going to keep on the Mrs. i.e.427 channel. This was just something, since no other stuff, you know, no other work is really going on in the shop right now, I figured best to kind of give you guys an update on what's going on rather than not posting videos at all. So as always, if you're enjoying the content here, please do the like, the share, the subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.